Good evening, guys. So I wanted to do a live stream this evening because I've been having a little bit of cool, really good success with a few things we've been doing at our studio, and also with some of the coaching clients I've been working on because this works for both. I'll discuss how it works online in a minute because everybody be thinking, how does this work online, right? But basically. The easiest way to avoid objections and no-shows, because obviously there's quite a few of you guys that will do kind of like free trials, and you say to Mr. or Mrs. Smith, and you say that you'd like to offer them a free trial, and what you find is that you did a free trial and they don't show up, and then you spend the rest of the week trying to contact them, message them, find out why they didn't show up, and it becomes a ball ache, to be honest, and you just look like you're desperate. And really all you want to do is just get them into your program. There are other ways people do it, so they'll offer which I've suggested before, is ways that people do a buy 1 week, get 1 week free, or 6 weeks, 6 weeks free, that kind of thing. Again, that's great if you want to launch a new product. We did it for our semi-private and we want to transform the way we did it. We did a one-off special offer and flooded it. Now we've got a nice situation where basically we don't have to do that. But obviously, the one thing that you guys want to know tonight, I'm stalling a little bit because I'm well aware there's a few people going to join us a bit later, so I'm stalling a little bit. So regardless of whether you're an offline or an online trainer, this works well for both. And it's nothing magical. I've got no secret formula. All I'm going to do is go through the easiest way for you to implement this into your business and to make sure that your business does what you want it to do. All right. So what we found was the free trial thing works okay, but it's kind of hit and miss. You get somebody in, you get some, maybe not. We've done the £21 for 21 days. We've done that for a while. That works really well for boot camps. But again, that commitment thing, that really being able to show really what you do is quite difficult. And also you find that what you end up doing, you do the 21 days for 21 people and you get they just mix into your group, so they don't actually feel like special or anything like that. Okay, but the thing that's worked really, really well for a lot of my coaching clients has been using workshops. So it's nothing special, people do it all the time, but charging a very, very small amount and over delivering for a workshop is absolutely fucking amazing, because what you actually get is you get to build trust. You get to give that one-to-one experience, so they don't feel like they've just kind of like turned up to your boot camp and they're going to get beaten into the floor. That works so well. So, and it doesn't even have to be kind of like a boot camp workshop. It can be a specific workshop, and it's a great way for you to kind of like get people in and earn their trust. It's the fastest way to earn their trust because they get that really almost like that one-to-one experience with you. You can speak to that person, you can charm that person, you can overwhelm that person. Most of the guys on my coaching clients who have ever done workshops have pretty much signed like 80-90% of the people that turn up for the workshop. So how do you run your workshop? One, you need to market it. You need to let people know it's coming. You need to give people a complete rundown of exactly what you're going to deliver at that workshop. Don't just put workshop, come along, check it out. Make sure you give as much detail about what that person's going to get from coming to your workshop. Make it a low price, but don't make it so it's something like £10 for a 3-hour workshop. Awesome. £10 for a 3-hour workshop is value for money, but in them 3 hours you get to absolutely sell. So imagine like somebody comes on for a consultation, a quick chat. The most you can give them is half an hour, sometimes an hour if you're lucky. But you feel like you're constantly on the sale, you're constantly trying to with a workshop, you don't have to do that. With a workshop, you can actually take that person aside and show them things that they haven't learned before. And it's awesome for people who already work out. Because remember, the guys that already work out are the ones who are going to continue working out. So if they find you and they like your workshop and they love what you do, they're going to stay with you because they're already working out. The people out there that you're trying to encourage to start working out, we all know they're quite fickle. Holiday comes up, it's hard to get them back in motivated. If they become ill, it's hard to get them back motivated. And it's purely because it's just, as much as we like to think it is, some people it's in their DNA. So you guys watching right now, the reason you became trainers is because you have a massive interest in fitness and health. Okay, so it's easy for us. It's easy for us to train every day. Just going to train is just part of what we do. It's in our genetic makeup. But that's not the same for everybody else. And what you find is we tend to market to all the people that really don't work out. And we're trying to encourage them to work out. And you're fighting constantly to keep them motivated, keep them going, keep them doing it. And yet, there's people in your neighbourhood right now who already train that would really benefit from a workshop that would really help them out, whether it's like their technique, lifting better, moving faster, biomechanics. There's so much you can do that can really, really, really help people in your area that are already working out. And they're the kind of clients that once they kind of come to you, they won't leave. They'll love that coach effect. They'll love that about it. They'll join your boot camp. You can still make it specific to them. Okay. I personally don't do boot camps. We stopped doing our boot camps a long time ago. Reasons were, okay, I won't lie. We were probably doing about $3,500 a month just from the boot camp side alone. So, but the thing I didn't like is not knowing who was a member of my facility, because like myself and my trainers would be doing all the PT, and I got instructors and stuff in to do all the boot camps, but I didn't know how it was being delivered. I didn't know who the person was. I didn't like that. I like to know the name of everybody that comes in my facility. So a long time ago, we decided to get rid of the large boot stuff and just go into semi-private and private. That's all we offer. So as far as workshops go, that's awesome. It's a great way of introducing people that probably would not necessarily come and pay for your services, for them to get a little taster of what you do. And if you over deliver on the value, if they pay say £10, I wouldn't really go much more than £10. You can try, but what happens is you sell something for £30, you end up with 3 people. Doesn't really make it an exciting workshop. Whereas if you've got 10, 12 people, because the other thing about workshops that's again super powerful, if you have a one-to-one with somebody on a consultation, there's no, as much as I hate to use the word peer pressure, they can go away and think about it if they really want to, if you haven't for whatever reason sold it. But in a workshop, you can really, really show what you do. And the awesome thing is then when one person buys, it's almost like a domino effect. One person buys, next person buys, next person buys, and it just has a domino effect. You'll have 1 or 2 that had no intention of ever buying anyway, but they've come along and check out what you do. That's not such a bad thing, because at least they go away and see how awesome you were anyway. So the power of the workshop, the way you do it is you build it up. You tell all your clients that it's happening. Preferably, you don't really want all your current clients to come to your workshop. However, tell them to come along if they bring a friend. Because the bigger your workshop, the more, again, it's just more powerful. People get talking about it. Run them every 6 to 8 weeks. Okay, so people ask when the next one is. The temptation will be to run them monthly, or to do them fortnightly, or to do them every other weekend. Don't do that. Make sure that you create an audience who are hungry for the next workshop. If you really want to, do a campaign the same way you would do. Say you put in in June, it will be a hypertrophy workshop, and then in August you're going to do your get ready for your summer holidays or whatever. I'm just thinking off the top of my head right end, but there's so many ways of you being able to make sure that workshop is effective and hits a different audience every time, and that's what you're after. You don't want necessarily to hit the same audience every time, because people get bored. So the ones that attend your hypertrophy workshop might be interested in your composition workshop. Does that make sense? So they're going to buy again and again, and if they haven't bought into your program after doing 2 or 3 workshops, then again they were probably never going to buy in the first place. But it's a great way of approaching and getting other people interested in what you do. The way it would work for you if you're a online trainer, I personally, we do have an online program. We haven't launched it yet, but we do have an online program. But people often say to me, well, this is great for like if you've got a gym or you work out of a park, but what if you work from behind your computer? How do I do a workshop from that? I don't want to do a workshop. This little thing here called live stream, how awesome is this for you to be able to do your workshop live from your living room to everybody else on your online list right now? you could actually do your workshop. They're in their house joining your workshop live straight through this. The beautiful thing about this live stream right now is opened up the way you market your business massively. So you're not limited to thinking, I can't run workshops or I can't run one-day events. Yeah, you can. You've got that. You've got that power right now. I'm doing that to you guys right now. You guys are watching this. This could quite easily be a workshop on Facebook. This could quite easily be a workshop on lifting techniques. It's really, it really is that simple. There are also chat rooms. There are also other ways of being able to do your workshops live. These work really, really powerful for nutrition. If you want to do nutritional workshops with your people who are signed onto your online membership, but they don't currently use it. So if you've got a list of people that you're trying to encourage onto your online, invite them to your nutrition workshop where you talk about your nutrition program that is in part of your online program. Because during that workshop, you can turn to them at the end of it, and then you can pitch them at the end and sell to them at the end. Okay, the power of the workshop, I think, is something that doesn't get used. I don't think a lot of people actually think that far. They're always trying to come up with like 1 week, 2 week schemes of how we can get people in, how we can flood them. You know what? It takes 2 to 3 hours of your time on a weekend to get people signed up, and it's super, super powerful. So look, guys, I know there's quite a few of you watching. Have you got any questions about workshops? If you have, just post them now, because I can answer them while we're live, and get to it. If you're looking for like how to kind of deliver and what ideas you can do, think about what you do already and make the workshop relate to the things you do. So for what I mean is, if you do a kettlebell workshop but you don't offer a kettlebell service, don't do a kettlebell workshop. It's kind of pointless. Does that make sense? So you really want to be able to do workshops that relate to what you already do already, because you want to get that excitement. You want them at the end going, wow, that was amazing. I learned so much in them 2 hours. What else do you do? And that is the question you'll get. What else do you offer? And it's at that point where you turn to them and say, look, thank you for doing my workshop. You know what? If you sign up today, I'll give you 20% off the first month. If you sign in for 6 months, I'll give you X. If you sign up for a year, I'll give you X. So, for a £10 low entry offer, you'll sign up people. You'll sign up people are far, far, far easier than you would doing one-to-one consultations, trying to get people in and trying to sell to one person. It's always easier to sell to a group than it is to sell to one. It seems a little bit more daunting selling to a group, but believe me, if you wow 10 people with what you have and how you deliver it and what you know, and you get 4 or 5 people by there and then, you'll probably get another 3 or 4 of the ones that are kind of like thinking about it anyway. It's again, I can't emphasize how powerful it is. The kind of like what we've been getting from some of my coaching clients is, people are now asking when the next workshop is. That they're already on a waiting list for the next workshop, and that's just creating that tribe instantly. So, Aaron, how much would you spend on advertising the workshop? Is it a case of spend more than you take? Do you know what, mate? I think it's a really good question, and I personally always put my marketing, and I know John Kuzik's watching this at the moment. I always have my ad spend. He might disagree, but so if I'm going to sell 10 spaces at £10, it's worth £100 to me. So I'm happy to spend £100 on advertising that workshop. So basically, I make zero money. But if I make 6 sales after that, and they all sign up on my semi-private, I'll immediately make £600 recurring. So for me, it's a no-brainer. I would literally kind of like, whatever you make on the workshop goes straight into marketing. So if you know that you've got 10 places at £10, put £100 advertising on it. And again, you want to do that slow burner. Again, John might disagree, but I would do a slow burning one. I would do maybe boost a few posts to start with before you go into your ad campaign, and then put maybe £10 a day on it and run it for 10 days. So, leading up to about, 2 weeks before you do actual event, And then you can kind of gauge it, and if you think, if I've sold 8, I really would like another 2, then you can just put out another boosted post for another 2 people. The power of your clients currently who already love you and know what you do, get them involved. Say if you've got any friends right now, who would love to join us, but they're a bit unsure, would they like to come and learn from me, about us from our workshop. Leading into your workshops as well, before you even launch them, make sure that you're putting out good information, so you're building trust already. So blogs and articles and videos of good information. So people are already kind of interested and intrigued by you. So when you do the, come work with me workshop, it's easy, man. It's people are just, I've already been following your stuff. I already like your stuff. They already deliver awesome stuff. I'm going to go along to that weekend. It's only £10 for 3 hours. It's a no-brainer, because again, everything's building up to the kind of like the after sale. Everything before that is just about making that person realise that they'd be much better off working with you than they would be with Trainer Up the Street. And people get, I'm going to go into sales a little bit here, but people do get a little bit kind of like, they feel like their sales sounds a little bit like conning people or talking people into spending money they don't want to spend. Well, if you feel that, then that probably means that your copy is doing exactly what you think it's doing. If you're writing in a way that tells the person exactly what they're going to get, what they can expect, then there's nothing wrong with that. Because at the end of the day, you have to remember that if somebody's come across and found your sales page or your page on about your workshop, and they decide to come to your workshop, you haven't conned them. You're telling them exactly what it is that you deliver. Now, I do see cheesy sales copy, and I do see people writing copy that you just so blatantly know that they're not going to deliver on what they say. It's crock. And no more so than in the coaching side. I see it all the fucking time. Like, I promise you that you'll be on 30k a month in no time. I don't know how anybody can guarantee 30k in a month, guaranteed. Shit, I can say that. Anybody can say that. Okay, so but don't make sure that if you're going to do your workshop, that your sales and you're comfortable with your sales. If your workshop's well written and well planned, then the sales just becomes simple, because they'll say to you, what else do you do? If people go home going, oh, thank you very much, and they just walk out the door, then seriously, you can't blame the sales. You got to blame the fact that your workshop must have been shit. So over deliver and wow them. Treat them like you would do any of your current clients. If you're not treating your current clients like they are amazing, work on that, because when you wow clients like that, they will tell everybody about you. It's as simple as that. We get people returning constantly, and the thing they say the most when they return, like, so they leave, because we are quite expensive, so they will leave and try a cheaper version, but they come back, and they don't come back and say, oh, because you were a better trainer or you knew how to squat better. They go, it's all about the service. It's about how you deliver it. It's about you knowing our name. It's about that you're constantly always thinking about us, that you put on things and events for us, and you do that. Other people don't do that. So if you're a coach, going off the tangent a little bit, but if you're a coach right now and you're seeing people, whether you're offline or online, once they sign up, don't put them in their signed up category and then go looking for the next person and try and wow the next person coming in. Wow that person that's already signed up with you. Don't do the Sky syndrome, as we call it, like Sky TV. Once you signed up, they couldn't give a shit, and they give your next door neighbour all the bells and whistles because he's a new client. You, who's been, with Sky for 20 years, get fuck all, and you have to buy anything that you want. Don't be that person. Be that person that absolutely wows the socks off anybody that comes in your door. They are overwhelmed. They are overwhelmed by everything you do. Okay. When it comes to your workshops, if you want to put on workshops for your current members, they will love it. They will absolutely love it. They will talk highly of it, particularly like things like nutrition, and the biggest one, a cooking workshop. And that's really easy to do. You just need some burners, somebody who knows how to cook, and put on the event. You will not have a problem selling a weekend cooking workshop at your event, at your facility. A little bit more difficult to do online, but you know what? It's still possible. You just have to make sure that you don't set your phone on fire when you're hanging it over your oven. All right, but you know what I mean? Everything is possible. You just have to start thinking outside the box. What do my clients require? What do they need? Well, we know that our clients are shit at planning their food. They go, oh, I'm getting sick of chicken salad. We don't tell them to eat chicken salad. It's just they have no sense of fucking adventure. When people go dieting, they go straight into like fucking rabbit food and white chicken. So why not teach them? Why not teach them how to cook? A cooking workshop, seriously, easy money. People will sign up at the end and if you don't get signed up at the end, you send them away with an information pack about everything that you do, how you deliver it, how awesome your service is, how to get treated, everything. Don't just think of your workshop as something that you can, where they've got to come and lift weights, or they're going to come and learn how to squat, or you're going to do fucking how to look after your six-pack, or a dieting one. Really think about what your clients need right now. What is it they're struggling with? What would they really love more? And like I said, cooking workshop, big time, every time. And general, like how to make food more exciting. So that's even a case if you haven't got the ability to do a cooking one, show them how to do. So even like a workshop where they actually get to like sample some of the recipes that you recommend. So that means you make the foods up. You're not selling them, so you should be okay. Don't poison anybody, but you know, get them to come along, do a sampling workshop where you can actually bring your clients in, who can bring their friends in, who get to sample what you reckon is really good food, and they can try it, because it's all about the client or the person walking in the door, potential prospect, walking away from your facility, telling anybody that will listen how fucking awesome you are. Even if they don't buy. I get people all the time that say, okay, oh, did you find out about us? Oh, I heard one of my friends was talking about you at... And I'm thinking, but her friend doesn't train with me. I don't know who she is. But she may have attended one of our seminars, one of our workshops, liked what we did. Her friend talks about that she would like a trainer. She went, oh, I went and seen these guys. They do this, and this. It's only right up her street. She gave us a call. Remember, everybody that you speak to is a potential client or know somebody who's a potential client. So how you represent yourself and how you represent your business is massive. Absolutely massive. And workshops will... I'm pretty much guaranteed there's not a lot of... trainers in your area doing workshops, if any. And if you're a big box gym, smash them out. Honestly, smash them out. Along with semi-private, because I probably guess most big box gyms trainers aren't doing. They might do small group, but fuck off, Dave, you wanker. But yeah, so have a look around. Be a little bit more open-minded about what you do, how you do it. Always think about how would you like to be treated. If that was you, would you like to just turn up and once you've paid your money, they just throw you in the boot camp or the one-to-one or whatever, and that's it? Would you like that? I'm going to go with you probably wouldn't. So treat them as you'd like to be treated. Put on workshops because they're super powerful. It's a no-brainer. If fire them away, except for Dave.